See? Hey guys, it's Brooke. I'm finally here. It's 3, it's 4, who the heck knows?
Hi, everyone.
We've got Sherlock, Ethel Lou's unique boutique here to help me. I'm sorry about the mix-up. Hey, Kelly. Hey, Kiki, how you feeling, honey? Hi, Luce. There's Nikki. Nikki, it's earlier in the day for you, but you're already a Cricut pro, right? Oh, my mouse doesn't look very nice. It was a max-up. Yes, Carla Farrington. Johnny, I miss you so much. God, it's been what, 11 minutes? And I'm pining for you.
Hey, Susan.
Debbie Howard, you shut it. Hi, Susan.
Margie.
It's a raid. Well, I've never tried sharing my screen during a live, so we'll just find out how that goes. Oh, Kiki, but at least they sent you home, more comfy at home. I'm glad about that. And I'm glad your new book got there. Darn that post office. So at any rate, yeah, I've never tried sharing my screen on a live, so we'll see how that goes. Sorry, just fixing the camera. I don't know why. I know, literal Margie. Hi, literal Margie. It's the other kind of not creepy Cricut.
Hi, Linda.
And because I'm always fibbing and keeping you guessing, we're not making a pocket. We're going to make these adorable tags. I know. What do you think? I replaced it. Susan, do you feel better? I know, Kiki, that's what you said, that Sean was getting you a new one. And I'm just seeing what I'm doing here, which, you know, is always interesting.
Everybody having a good day today?
Luxury card store, welcome. And I totally forget your name. I'm so sorry. Oh, Linda did a live. And KJ's Kaleidoscope. Hi, welcome. We're just going to see what happens. I'm going to actually turn off my YouTube so that I can screen share Cricut with you guys. So Cheryl will be watching the chat and telling me when there are questions. Eula, I remember that. Thank you, honey. I'm so sorry. Oh, Nikki had a brilliant day out shopping with her mom.
Yay.
Yay. Kiki already watched it, Linda. Look at that. All right, so that's what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to shut off my YouTube and see what happens. Cheryl's totally driving the crazy train.
Cat books from the Salvation Army. Good job, Linda.
Linda, cat books. Watch out, Margie will come steal them. Is my Cricut hooked into my Cricut? Is my Cricut hooked into my computer? Is that what you mean, KJ?
Yeah, I mean printer.
Oh, my Cricut and my printer are both Bluetooth, so I do it wirelessly. We're not going to print today. We're doing a real basic. I couldn't figure out what you meant. I got it now. But yes, they must be able to communicate if you want to print and cut. And what we're doing today is just going to be super basic because so many of you guys asked me to just show you how to even, you know, turn the darn thing on pretty much. Good woman, Carla. Ice removal. All right. So if you have questions, shout them out to Sherlock. I'm shutting off YouTube and I'm going to start sharing my screen. But these are the two little dudes we're going to make. So here we go. Let's see if this works.
Hey, Carla.
Carla Farrington is here. I saw her before I escaped.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just see if this will work for us, Cheryl.
Good job, Ricky. You got it.
All right. So you guys can see the Cricut screen. Sweet.
Yeah, hi Smurfy. Yeah, it's Sherlock.
Now I can take the lights out of my eyes. That's going to help. All right, you guys. So when you go and
I mean, Nikki.
What, sweetie?
I'm sorry. I said Smurfy before I said Nikki.
Oh, I know. Sometimes you can't help it. Whatever you read is what comes out of your mouth. So I am assuming that you guys have hooked up taken your Cricut out of the box, hooked it up to your computer, and you've gotten that far. If you haven't, you got paperwork that will show you, and there are tons of videos. So once you get all that done and you get registered with Cricut, you just open an account and it's free. When you open your design space, the screen that you see right now is where you'll be. I mean, obviously it won't say Brooke and it won't have all the girly stickers in there, but you'll have a block right here that's going to say My Projects. And in order to start making these fun little labels that we're going to make, you want to create a new project right down here on the bottom left, or you can do it up here in the bottom right, the top right. Those are the same thing. They're just two different options. And when you click on this, you're going to get an empty canvas. Okay. The first thing that you want to do is insert an image because you got to have something to cut. So go over here in the left-hand toolbar and click on Images. And that will bring up this, this screen. Now, I'm a member of Access. That's what these little A's are. It's a program that you can subscribe to through Cricut for $9.99 a month, where you get tons of free images. If you're going to be using your Cricut a lot, it's definitely worth the money. If you don't think you're going to use it that much, you can absolutely buy images one at a time. And also, Cricut offers some for free. So the image we're going to work with today is a free image for everybody. So what you're going to do every Friday, usually every Friday, I think, Cricut offers more free images. So we'll go right over here in the top right where it says Filter. And we want to filter, go down here to free. And that's going to search the entire library for items that you can insert and play with for free or cut and print for free. So if you go down a little bit, just using my mouse, those are all things that you can get for free. But the one we're going to play with today is down a little bit further. I don't know what is up with all these calendars. Lots of calendars all the time. All of your calendar needs. So the one we're going to play with is right here. It's this pink. That's not pink at all. Sorry, Susan. It's the purple and green one. So if you click on the image, you can look down here and see you've got a little tiny thumbnail of it here. That means it's ready to be inserted into your project. If you're not sure that that's the one you want, or you want to insert more than one thing, you can click more than one item. So you get a green box around the image, and they're all showing up down here. And if you insert images, those will all pop into your blank canvas. If you change your mind and you didn't want it, you just click on the red X. So now all we have is the image we're really going to play with. And you click Insert Image. And ta-da, there it is. Plunked right down on your canvas, and you can see that it's there on the right-hand side where it says Label. This is your Layers panel. There's your label. And you've got the smaller inside piece and the bigger outside piece. We good so far? I'm going to have a sip of water.
Looks like everybody's good. Everybody with her so far?
I figured it would be better to do a really simple project just so people could jump in and do something without being intimidated, and then, you know, kind of ease into it. It's really not hard. Okay, so that's the little dude we're going to cut. And you can see it's going to cut two separate pieces of paper, and it tells you it's going to cut right there.
Hello, 007.
Hey, Christina. What's up, girlfriend? We're cricketing. I'm screen sharing. Cheryl's helping. It's fun.
He sounded like Vanna.
Yeah, I felt a little like some Sesame Street character. I'm not sure which. Okay, so with this, you can grab this label, and the two are grouped together. You can tell because they're all highlighted with gray. So if you just grab in the middle, they will move around together. If you want to resize them, they will resize together, bigger and smaller. If you want to make it so that it changes size not proportionally, you can click on this lock, and that means that you can make it all kinds of crazy shapes. I tend to not do that because it really distorts, and that looks kind of weird to me. So if you do that and go, oh, holy cow, that's not what I meant to do, this undo button in the left-hand corner is your best friend. It puts it right back to the way it was before you started messing with it.
Carla.
Uh-oh. Lynette, what are you up to? I can't see you.
Kiki said she needed to find her a sugar daddy to buy her one. And Carla came back and said, sugar daddies are rare. I would settle with a Splenda daddy.
Honestly, you guys, first of all, I probably should have started out with I'm not sponsored by Cricut or by anybody else. I just really love my Cricut. Scan and cuts are awesome. Silhouettes are awesome. I just happen to be a Cricut girl, not sponsored. There you have it. But since they've come out with the Cricut Maker, the Cricut Air is a lot less expensive if you look for it like on eBay or even in your local sales. If you look for it at Michael's, even through Cricut.com, they've gotten a lot less expensive because the Maker is the new thing. So you cannot use a coupon at Michael's on them, however. Very rarely can you use any coupons on the Cricut stuff unless it's from Cricut. So there you have it.
Yeah, a lot of times Joann's has a sale on Cricut. A lot of Cricut stuff.
Do they? Cool. Good to know. So there you go, you guys. And it's, you certainly don't have to have a Cricut. It's just fun. And if you're making a lot of journals or a lot of anything, it really is a time saver. So we're back to our little label. And as I said, the two pieces are grouped together. We can go ahead and make this right now. We can cut it. So the first thing that, before I cut it, you want to determine what size you want it to be. So let's see how I do this. Okay, I'm going to try to stop screen sharing and come back into Hangouts. And I'm hoping it doesn't freeze. Okay, there we go. So I still am not on YouTube, you guys. So if you have any questions, yell at Cheryl.
Okay.
I'm just pulling out a page from my little gluey book here that I keep on my desk. So say this is our journal page. And we have a fucking Bronco. Nice. That is our journal page, because why not? And we know we want to put one of our labels right down here to cover up that picture. So you can take a ruler, if you're being precise, and say, okay, the area that I want my label to cover is going to be about 5 1/4 inches wide. Okay.
Hey, Brick, we have a question when you get a chance.
Sure. Now's good.
Crafty Grammy wants to know how you do 2 colors.
We're going to get there next, Crafty Grammy. You can do 1 billion colors. That's the next part. I'm going to go back to screen sharing, hoping desperately that it doesn't freeze. Let's see what happens. We're so bold. I'm trying to move slowly so my computer doesn't have a break. This is all new, you guys. Oh, look at that. Oh, we are brain surgeons here. Okay, so the place that I measured, we saw that we wanted it to be about 5 1/4 inches wide. If you look up here, oops, I lost my mouse. Oh, there it is. The size of your piece right here says it's 3.506 by 2.58. It also says it right down here under the image. There's nothing different between those two. It's just 2 different places where it shows.
I love you too, Carla.
Carla Farrington, are you caught? Lynette, you settle down.
She said, Sarah, I love you. Brooke said to yell at you, so I did.
Good job. You're right on it. I like that. So in order to make this be 5 1/4 inches wide, I'm going to highlight that and just type in 5.25. And then I'm going to hit enter. And it adjusts the whole thing proportionally. Did you see how that happened? So I've got it 5.25 wide, which is what we needed. In order to keep it in its same proportions, it's going to be almost 4 inches high, which is just fine. Everyone with me?
Margie wants to know, did you just call her crappy Grammy?
I didn't. No, I didn't. Crafty Grammy and I are not close enough for me to call her that yet. It could happen though, because I kind of like her. And you know how I am.
Oh.
Never a dull moment with you people. Crafty Grammy, you're Mary Lou, aren't you? I think so. I can't see the chat, so
I'm looking. She hasn't answered yet.
I know the lag is.
Yes, ma'am.
It is?
Yes.
I don't know how I did that. I'd like a round of applause, please. Thanks, Charlotte. All right, so there we've got, that's the size we want to cover up the little picture we want to cover up, and that's the size we want on our journal page or whatever you're making it for. So now we're just going to cruise right on over here and hit make it. And your Cricut's going to think for a second. And then
guys, she's pushing buttons.
I'm pushing buttons. Oh, Lord. The buttons are being pushed. So now this is what Cricut's going to tell you. And if you stop for a second and watch, it will tell you very clearly what to do. It's telling you to prepare 2 mats, which of course you don't have to do if you only have 1 mat. You'll cut 1 mat, take everything off, put the second color on, and cut it again. So don't worry about having 2 mats. 1 mat is fine. Your material size is right here. I am using 12 by 12 paper, but if you want to use a different size, you have all these choices. So if you're using a 6 by 6 paper pad, you choose it right there. If I click on that, it's going to change how this screen looks. Does that make sense?
Everybody is showing clapping hands and thumbs up.
Ah, thanks, guys. I'm trying really hard to make it as clear as I can.
Joe P says, very cool.
Awesome. Now, the thing is if you say you're going to be using 6 by 6, on this image, it's fine because our image is only 5 1/4 inches wide. If we had made this image, say, 7 inches wide, it would tell you, nuh-uh, you're not using 6 by 6 paper. So the Cricut will be quite clear with what you can and can't do. So if all of a sudden nothing's happening, make sure to just take a look at your screen, and quite probably the Cricut will be telling you what's going on. It's quite smart.
Nikki says you are doing a fab job, Brookie.
Oh, thanks, guys. There's so many things that you can do with this, and I'm not showing you a ton just because I really want it to be super simple this time, so you jump in and try it. You know, we could be cutting several projects at once. We could be moving this image around. I just don't want to make it too much because I don't want you to be afraid of your Cricut because it's a lot of information. So stick with me on this really basic one, and then in the future, we'll do something a little more complex. We're going to do one other project today that's a little more complex, if you would like to.
Brookie, Joe P says, Brooke, how long have you worked with this machine?
Joe, I have 2. My older one I've had for probably 4 years. I do have some, some computer Photoshop, whatnot background, which helps, but it really is very self-explanatory. So it just is a matter of being brave, getting in there, trying a really simple project like this, and keeping in mind you're not going to break anything. Unless you smash your Cricut with a hammer, which is on you. just by
Go ahead. Sorry.
Just by playing around in the program and sending things over to your Cricut to mess with, you're not going to break anything. You can't hurt it.
She replied, okay, you're a good teacher. It makes me want to get one.
Cool. Not sponsored, swear. Okay, so now we're going in to cut.
Hi, Sandra.
What?
Sandra M.
Hey, Sandra, welcome. It's so weird not being able to see chat. So you'll see at this point, the Cricut is thinking, okay, you're going to print this on green paper and you're going to print this on purple paper. It doesn't matter. You can trick the Cricut because it doesn't know what color paper you're putting in. So what we're going to do now is...
Brooke, I have a question.
Sure.
Looking at that right now, the green, on the left-hand side, that image is over the line. Does that make a difference? On
the left-hand side, you mean right in here?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not really. It's lined up just exactly where it can be.
Okay. All right. So, just making sure.
Yeah. No, if we actually enlarge this, can you see? It's just butted right up to it.
Okay, gotcha.
That's because Cricut put it there.
Gotcha.
So if you need to see your screen more clearly, you can zoom it right up.
Oh, got you. Okay.
Right over here. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and say continue. And you'll get this screen. This is going to take a minute because I'm connected via Bluetooth. I have my maker on. It's just about exactly the same for your Air. It's not a huge difference. Okay, so when it says connect machine up here, you want to go ahead and find your Cricut. If it doesn't connect automatically, it should connect automatically. Okay, now it's telling us to select our material. This is the material I'm using is a Recollections brand, and so I'm going to go ahead and say it's light cardstock. I really recommend that you do a test cut before you cut out your project to make sure you've got the right selection. If these aren't what you want, there's so many choices. You hit browse materials, and these are all the things that are programmed into the Cricut.
No, not all of them are like that though, right, Brooke? Like mine has a dial.
Right.
My Explore Air has a dial on top.
Right. If you on your Explore Air, if you I almost always use the custom setting on the dial because then you'll be able to pick your material. I find that using the dial on the Air, their ideas of like light cardstock, heavy cardstock are kind of weird. It doesn't usually work out.
It doesn't match sometimes.
Right. Yeah. So if you just go ahead and leave it on custom, you'll get this dialogue on your screen. The difference for me is that because I'm using the Air, it had all those billions of fabric choices. But medium cardstock, light cardstock, you'll have all of those options. And I'm going to go ahead and choose light cardstock. Okay. Now it's telling me my material is set to light cardstock. The pressure is default. If you cut it once and it doesn't cut all the way through, you can change that to more of a cut. That just puts more pressure on your cutting blade. If it cuts too much and rips it a little bit, you can try less pressure. But I'm leaving it on default because I cheated and did this before we got together, and hopefully it'll work. Now it's telling me down here exactly what it wants my Cricut to have. If you look at your Cricut Air, on the left-hand side, you have clamp A. You don't need to have any tool in there because we're not scoring or writing. Clamp B, which is...
Excuse me, Brooke.
Yeah, babe.
Bye, Margie. She's going out to dinner. She says, have fun, chickens. Night, Margie.
Margie, have fun at dinner. Be nice to the nice old man. Boobs. That was just for fun. I can't believe she's not staying to play. You know Margie has a Cricut.
Right?
She's got to.
Hi, Joey.
Hey, Joey. Excuse me, you guys. So here it's telling you in your right-hand clamp, which is clamp B, you want your fine point blade in there. wants you to load your mat and press the load unload button. Okay, so I'm going to switch back. I'm going to stop screen sharing and try to move my Cricut over somewhere where you might be able to see it. First, let's get our paper on. So I have a light grip mat, not a map. It's a mat. And for those of you who may have missed it, these are the two little dudes we're making today. Super simple. And they're free cuts from Cricut. I know that now you can tell but anyway, you'll see places online. There are all kinds of websites and blog posts where you can refresh your cutting mat. And I have to tell you that I don't believe in that. I use it to death. I get a lot of cuts out of it, but when it stops being sticky, you can wash it with soap and water. You can washi tape down your paper. I don't think it's worth it. I think you lose more materials in poor cuts than you would spend on just buying a new mat. Personal opinion, do with it what you will. I buy a box of mats generally around the holidays. Cricut.com will have a huge sale, 50 or 60% off their tools. And I just buy a box of mats and it usually lasts me for about a year and a half. So that being said, what we're going to do is, this is the paper I'm going to use for this one. You just want to go ahead and line your paper up on your mat with the grid lines. Scoot it over a little bit and then press it down firmly. The biggest thing to make sure of is that this top edge that you're going to feed into the machine is stuck down well, because if it's going to get caught, that's generally where it will get caught. We cool?
Yep.
Okay.
Like Howard said, spell check, don't know hillbilly.
That must be Lynette.
Yeah. And Nikki says, I agree with you, Brooke. I would rather replace a mat than wash it.
Yeah, Nikki, I know. I mean, they're not cheap. They're not terribly expensive. Michael's does run coupons on the accessories sometimes, so you could just buy one or two at a time. But it's just one of those things where I really do think you're going to lose more money and be way more frustrated if you keep trying to wash it and do all that stuff. So I'm hoping, obviously you're not going to be able to see into my machine, but I'm hoping if I scoot this over, I can't go too far over or I'm not going to be able to feed. Let's see if this will work. All right, that's pretty good. So what you're seeing here, and it will look a little different on mine because this is a maker, but not very much. This is your clamp A, and that's generally where you will put a stylus or a marker. Where's my marker? Oh, here we go. Or a marker. If you don't have a stylus or a marker, no problem. If you pick a project that asks you to put in the stylus and you don't have one, you're the boss of the Cricut. It'll still do it. You just won't get a score mark. Not the end of the world. If picking a project that needs to be written, that's a little more problematic because you don't have a marker. Buy a marker, very inexpensive on Amazon, or pick a project that doesn't include writing. It's that simple. There's really almost nothing that you can't do a workaround. So there's that.
Hey, Debbie Long.
What, baby?
Debbie Long.
Debbie Long, we're cricketing. I can't chat.
She said, this is way above my ability. My sister just got the maker. I am here to observe only. Well, welcome, Miss Debbie.
You can get your sister to come over and Cricut things for you, Debbie. And you guys, this will save as a video, so you can go back and watch it if it doesn't make you want to claw your own eyes out, you know, as you're playing with your Cricut if you forget a step. Okay. So we've got our paper nice and adhered to our mat. Our Cricut is here, and you can see right here, it's telling me to load my mat. That's what that flashing arrow is. So you're going to take your mat, and let's see, you can't really tell they're dimensional, but right in here, nope, can't see that one. Right over here.
Can see that.
Yep, there's a little foot. It's just a channel to guide your mat into. Make sure you're getting your mat under those little feet. If you don't, it will feed in and you're not going to break anything. It'll just make a god-awful noise. It sounds like you're squeezing cats. It's horrible. So make sure that you're under those little feet. Don't push hard. Don't give it a ton of pressure. Very light pressure and curl it up just a teeny bit. And that's going to help when you press this. It'll help your little wheels grab your mat because these guys are going to start turning and feed your mat in. Oof, look at that. Okay. If you look at your screen now, I'm getting all crazy up in here, you guys. I'm going to go and try to screen share again. Oh, Lord. What am I thinking?
Hey, Brett.
Yes, darling.
I just got an ASAP phone call.
Okay.
So I need to go take it real quick. I'll be right back.
All right. We're going to cut, you guys, but I don't have YouTube on. So if you have questions, wait till Sherlock comes back, okay? If I go to YouTube, I'm afraid that my screen share is not going to work right. Okay, so this is what your screen looks like at this point. Cricut is telling you your tools and your mat are loaded. And now it wants you to press go. And then it tells you press the flashing go button on your machine. So I'm going to go back. Look at me hopping all around. Woohoo! Go back down to my desktop. And this is your flashing go button with the little Cricut guy on it. Wow, the lag is horrible. I've been sitting here with my finger on the button for a while. Okay, so that little flashing guy, here we go. And it's showing you that it's cutting your green mat, that first item. And off it goes. And it's a little loud, but not bad. The Maker is actually louder than the Cricut Air. And off it goes, doing its little thing. Pretty exciting, like watching paint dry, right? Okay, and now it's flashing this button, telling you that it's all done. And on your screen, it's telling you you're 100% cut, unload the mat. So you just press your flashing button, and voila. I'm going to move this back a little bit. Let's have some elbow room. And I'm sure you're not going to be able to see this because I can barely see it. I can't even tell where we cut because I have my lights down. Oh, I can feel it. I couldn't remember if I moved the mat. So what I'm going to do, especially because this is a new mat, instead of peeling the paper up off the mat, take your little spatula or an X-Acto knife, whatever you have, and get an edge going just a little bit. Don't yard it up. And then flip the whole thing upside down. Hold the corner with your spatula, the corner of the paper, and peel the mat back rather than peeling the paper back. Okay, so then your paper doesn't get all curly and insane. This is nice and flat still. And then we'll do exactly the same thing to get our mat out. Just grabbing a corner of the paper with my spatula while I'm lifting the mat up. And look what we made. Isn't it so cute? You can't see it because I'm still on screen share. Wow, this is complicated, you guys. Okay. Let's see. There we go. Now can you see it? I can't tell because I don't have YouTube on. All right, I'm going to assume that you do. So isn't that beautiful? And because it's two-sided, you can decide which one you want to use. But now we need to go and cut the second layer of this. And I thought we would cut it out of... Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and let's cut it out of the other side of this paper. So we'll have the background in this, and then we'll have the front of the tag in this. So I'm going to cut off these little pieces.
Okay, so give her a hug and a kiss for me.
Oh, good. Sherlock's back.
I'm so sorry, guys. I apologize.
Well, life happens, my love.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
I was just talking aimlessly, hoping everyone didn't hang up or anything.
Yeah, we're all still here. Debbie says she loves it. Joe P says she's speechless. And Deb asked, and you get no curly paper by peeling it off that way.
Right. No curly paper that way.
Okay, it's cute by KJ. Crafty Grammy says awesome.
Sweet.
And Debbie said she would like to buy 10 of those shapes, Brooke.
So sweet. You want to wait and see how it's done there, Debbie Long? They're beautiful, aren't they? And it's so fun because you can just change the size so easily.
And Deborah Howard says it's cute, which it is. It's adorable.
It's so fun. So we just put the rest of that paper down, and I could be a lot more frugal and cut this part and use this to cut, which I would do if I were by myself. I'm just, trying to make this not be my usual 17,000 hour live stream. So once again, we're just going to go ahead and make sure that top edge is nice and adhered. I'm going to scoot the Cricut back over. And I'll tell you one thing. The Cricut Air does not weigh very much. The Cricut Maker weighs 1 trillion pounds. I don't know why.
Thank you, Carla.
Scoot this over. There we go. Now you can see the buttons. The buttons.
Cookie and her buttons.
The buttons. Okay. So once again, the Cricut is flashing at us to insert our mat, and it's telling me on my screen to insert my mat. So you just slide it under those little guides. Little teeny bit of pressure. I'm just barely holding it. I'm not really pressing at all. And I'm going to hit my flashing light, and it sucks it right in. And then
you are not. Sorry.
That's all right. The Cricut light is flashing, and my screen is telling me that I'm ready to go. So now the machine, my screen is telling me that it's detecting my tool, that I have the right cutting knife in there, and it's cutting. So the computer is telling me what it's doing.
Joe P says, I feel so prehistoric that I've been using scissors all these years.
Joe, I'm the worst cutter in the world. Like literally, I cannot cut. So yeah, this
Joe, don't feel so bad. I've had a Cricut Explore Air for about 2 to 3 years, and I've probably used it 3 times. So don't feel bad. I cut all mine too.
But, you guys, several of you had said, yeah, please do this live, because I know some of you have a Cricut that you might not even have taken out of the box. And it really isn't hard. It's so self-explanatory if you take the time to look at the screen and just play with it. So I peeled my paper off again, and look, no curly. And I'm going to do the same thing to get our other little tag off. And get my mat out of the way. And look at that. Oh, so cute. So I'm going to go ahead and ink the edges of this so it stands out a little better for you guys. Just quickly, because I do have one other thing to show you with this. You guys feel like getting all brave and trying a pen project? Oh, why am I not holding that to the camera? I swear it's like I'm just in my living room with my friends, and I forget to hold things under the camera.
Okay, so we got Deborah says, have the cake. See, I have the cake one, but I use my Cuttlebug a lot.
Cool. That works too.
Joe P says, I failed cutting in kindergarten.
Welcome to the crowd, Joe.
And Nikki says, a Cuttlebug. Love it, Deborah. Is that a new Cuttlebug? And Crafty Grammy says, so it automatically knows it's doing second part.
It does.
Okay.
It does. I'll show you.
Joe P says, I'm buying one.
Make sure to let Cricut. No, I'm just kidding. Wouldn't that be fun? Like Cricut? Sweet. All right.
Joe's got lots of hearts.
All right. It's definitely not a necessity, you guys, but it sure is fun. And I would say if you're not going to use it for a bunch of fabrics, like if you're not a quilter or whatever, the Air is just fine. You don't need the Maker. That was just that the nice old man took a wild hair and bought one for me because he's cute that way. All right. So I glued it up good. Got it inked up on the edges so you guys can see it a little better, I think. And you just kind of eyeball it to layer it. When you're a bad gluer, you wipe all the glue off.
Deb says, I need to start using my Cameo again.
You should, Deb. Because then I'm going to bring it up. Look how cute, you guys. Isn't that adorable? Oh, and I did something I didn't mean to. What I was going to do was not glue this on all 4 sides. I was going to do this. So if this is the same thing we just cut, and I'm going to show you how to cut the words out. But it's the same thing that we just cut, just a different colorway. And what I did with this on the blue one, I only glued 3 sides of it, so I made a little pocket right there. And if you wanted to glue it onto your page as a pocket, just do the 3 sides. And then you'll have a pocket in the back.
I've got some questions.
All right.
Crafty Grammy wants you to know, thank you for doing this live. It's been very helpful for me.
Yay.
Debbie Long says, can you use it with your iPad alone?
Oh, they are working on... Oops.
Debbie, I use my iPad as I can just use my design space on my iPad. But when I come to use my Cricut, I hook it up straight to my computer.
If you're not able to now, they are working on that. I know that they are developing their Apple platform more. Because I don't have one, I'm not sure.
And Carla, sometimes you have to buy the spatula and the tools separately, but sometimes you can find a Cricut on sale that has a kit that comes with it. It has different materials and stuff that comes with it, like papers and vinyl, and mine had a few tools, but I did buy a kit.
And honestly, I would recommend checking Cricut.com, because when I bought the first one, when I bought my Air, I got a screaming good deal. It was so much better than anywhere locally, just going straight through Cricut. So that's where, if you're interested in getting one, check their prices, but also read the description of what you're getting. As Cheryl said, I got so much stuff with my Cricut, and it was a lot of stuff they were closing out, but who cares? Okay. Some of my tools are different colors. I'm okay with that because they were pretty much free.
General Shop, Johnny wants to know, or says, yes, you can use with iPad. It works great.
Oh, thanks, Johnny.
And then Joe P wants to know, Brooke, have you always used Cricut, or have you tried other cutters?
I haven't tried other cutters. I just ended up with a Cricut. Don't really know why. And I love it. So I haven't seen any reason to use other ones. But I've heard great things about Silhouette, about the Brother Scan and Cut. I think it's just what you like. The features are a little different. I think that the end products are not that much different. It's how you get to them and what kind of software you like to use.
And then Deb said she got a good deal bundle on Amazon.
Excellent. Good to know.
Nikki says Tanner Bell is a very good if you want more tips, and he uses an iPad.
Wait, I'm sorry. I heard iPad, but the rest was blurry.
Tanner Bell is very good if you want more tips, and he uses an iPad.
Oh, cool. Thanks. That was Nikki.
Uh-huh.
See, she's good.
And then KJ says, Crafty Granny, I've had mine since December, used twice.
Yeah, see, I'm glad we're doing this then. You guys up for a little bit more? Are you okay, Sherlock? Do you need to go, honey?
No, I'm good, sweetie.
You sure?
Uh-huh.
All right, because we can cut out this word if you want to see how to cut out a word. It's not really very different.
We got some yeses. Can we take a potty break?
Well, golly, yes. You know what? I'm going to get really crazy here because I'm getting all cocky.
No, not you.
Oh, I know, right? I'm going to see if I can go to YouTube and see the chat. If the screen blows up, you guys, I'll end this stream and we'll come back in about 5. I just want to see if I can do it without blowing up the screen share. Because then I can see chat and say hi to everybody.
Nikki says, oh, heck, a cocky Brooke.
You copied me.
Johnny said, Brooke, check email. I sent a message for Num, please.
Will do, Johnny.
Sandra
Right.
says, yes, let's get crazy.
Hey, Sandra, did you get my message? All right. So a cocky Brooke. Yep, that's a bad thing. All right. So let's go all run, take a 5-minute potty break, and we'll come back and we'll cut out a word to go on our little label that we made. Well, it's kind of a big label, but isn't it pretty? Oh.
It's a cute pocket. I mean, label, pocket, tuck.
I know. And it's free.
I mean, it's awesome.
Like it? So, yep, if you glued it down, you'd have a pocket there, and then you'd have a pocket there. I know, Sandra, because I'm nosy, you know. Make sure that Cheryl's not letting you guys diss me and stuff. She would never. Cheryl, thank you again very much for doing this. I could never have done this alone.
Oh, you're welcome, sweetie, anytime. No, I have to go to the restroom and know that my phone call was, my patient that adopted me from England.
Yes.
She, mom, who is, 90, had cataract surgery yesterday, and she was having a small issue. So her daughter called me to see what she should do.
Because it's like not being on call, but it's being on call.
Right.
Cheryl, you're a good woman. All right,
Okay.
guys.
I'll be right back.
Everyone go potty. Have a snack. Nobody leave. All right, I'm coming. I'm coming. Got some more Blistex. Got some more water. Hi, guys.
I'm back.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm back too. Let's see. Sandra will adopt you. Let's see. Oh, Carla, you want me to cut the word precious? I was going to use a pre-made word, but sure, we can do that. I'm kind of cool that way. Hey, Deb. I don't know what the very first Cricut is. Do you, Cheryl?
I don't.
I think it was just called the Cricut, and you had to use cartridges.
I think so too. And you had that little rubber keyboard.
Oh, yeah. I don't have that. I never had that, Deb.
I didn't either.
And now they don't even take cartridges anymore. It's all online. If you have cartridges, you can upload them. You don't lose your cartridges. You just don't actually physically have to insert the cartridge into the machine anymore.
Mine has a slot to put mine in. You put it in and download it, and that's it.
Deb still has hers. That's funny. All right, well, this is going to be an experiment then. If we're going to try to do Precious, I'm going to close out of YouTube again because I'm not brave anymore. All right, you guys, so be nice to Cheryl. She'll be watching you, but you know it's a free for all, especially if it's Cheryl.
Right.
And Cheryl, honestly, if you have to go, honey, you go, and we can carry this on some other day.
No, I'm good, hon. Whenever you just keep going till you are done.
All right, so let's see about cutting out the word precious. I'm putting it back on screen share to show you my screen. Okay, so here we are back in Cricut. And what we're going to do is say, I have to get my mouse over here. Oh my God, I'm surrounded by electronics. Sure, the aliens are going to be talking to me soon. If you want to cut this project again, you can just go ahead and put in your first sheet of paper again and just do the same thing. And you can cut it as many times as you want. If you're done, you just go down here and click finish. And there we are. If you want to save this, I recommend saving frequently because sometimes the software with Cricut gets a little wacky. And so you just want to go up here and say save. And I lost my keyboard in the pile of electronics. There we go. And we'll name this Label Saturday. And then you just want to hit save. Okay. And so every couple minutes, every time you're going to change a bunch or whatever, just go up and click save. It's just safer that way. Ask me how I know. Okay. So let's see. We're going to add. Actually, let's go and check in images and see if there's a word that says precious. So we're hitting images. And we're going to filter it. We still have it on free. And we're going to look for phrases right down here. And it comes, oh, look at that. First thing.
There you go.
And it's free.
And it's free.
It's free. So let's go ahead. We can go ahead and check and see if we, oh, sorry. Let's search the images. We'll put in precious and see if any other ones come in.
Maybe they have a swirly one.
They do not. This is not a choice. So this is the precious we're going to use today. So again, we're going to click on that. And you can see right here, it's free. It will not charge you. If you, by mistake, insert something that costs money, it won't let you print until you pay for, or cut until you pay for it. So it doesn't matter if you do it by mistake. They'll ask you a few times before you actually get charged for anything. And so we've got it right down here in the thumbnail. We're going to insert the image. Oh, and it's the same color. That's confusing. So just in the interest of making it easier to see, I've got that layer selected. You can see right here. And I'm going to go over here. Oops. There we go. Clicking on the purple layer here where it says precious. I'm just going to change this color to this. Wow, that's bright. Well, it's easy to see, isn't it? And you can see in the layer that says precious, this layer is a cut layer and it's visible. There's a second layer, and that would be a shadow for this, which we don't want. But the eyeball is turned off, which is why you can't see it. And it loaded that way. If you want to have it so that you have a shadow, just click on the eyeball and it shows up and it will cut as two separate pieces. Any sense? Does that make sense?
So if you turn off the eyeball, then it's not going to cut?
Right. And I just reduced the size of the screen so we could see what we were doing in the bottom left corner. I took it down to 50%. It doesn't change the physical size of what you're cutting. It just makes your canvas smaller so you can see what you're doing.
Okay, hang on for a question. Joe P says, even though you pay $10 a month, you have to pay additional?
No, if you're paying the $10 a month, you have Cricut access and you get tons of free images. I've never bought one. If you don't want to pay the $10 a month, you can just buy an image here and there and you save it and then you always have it and you can manipulate it as much as you'd like. And they run from like 49 cents to $1.99 each, depending.
And Nikki said, for some things, Joe, yes, you have to pay for.
Yeah, even if you pay the $10 a month, there will be some things that come up. And the thing that comes to mind for me first are Disney images. And you do have to pay extra because they're licensed characters. But when you have the $10 a month program, there are so many things to choose from that really I personally have never needed anything else.
And Nikki says, but there are so many free things, and you can also Google for free SVG files to cut.
Right. And you can also upload your own, which we will do on a different day.
And then Deb says, are all the images for personal use only on Cricut?
No, I don't know. I put mine in my journals. I would imagine the licensed characters, like the Disney ones, would have different issues. But I cut and put things in my journals all the time. I very seldom use them exactly how I get them, though. You know what I mean? I'm usually changing a shape or cutting things out or altering them in some form. Are we good?
Carla says, Kiki needs a Splenda and a Sweet and Load Daddy.
Maybe two. They're small. All right, so we've got our precious. And obviously, if we try to cut it out of our tag, hey, that's going to be a mess. Or if we try to, cut it to be on our tag. So again, I'm going to grab this little arrow handle, which is the same as changing the size up here. But it's easier because we're not sure what size we want it. It's easier just to grab that little handle and change the size. We'll pop it there. That's still too big. I'm going to go ahead and enlarge the screen again so we can see it better. So that would still be too big. So let's go ahead and make it a little smaller. Oh, that looks good. What does Carla think? Is that...
Nikki says, as long as it's a finished item and it's not like Disney stuff, then sell away.
That is what I was trying to say. Thank you, Nikki. So much more erudite than I am.
And then Joe said, yeah, a blue, yellow, and pink daddy.
All the sweet.
Carla says it's parfait.
Excellent. All right, here we go, Jeanette. Lynette, not Jeanette. Okay, so we're going to go over here and say, oh, first we better not cut the label again. So if you can keep all these guys on the screen, we're just going to shut the eyeball off. So all we have that's going to cut now is the precious. The precious, my precious. How creepy was that?
Sounds like Marmee.
Oh my God, nothing sounds like Marmee. You hit make it, and we're back to this screen again.
She's watching, by the way.
Oh, no, she's not. So I'm going to use an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. You don't really have to change this because you're not trying to cut very precisely. So you don't have to change it for this.
Nikki says, it's because I am British, Ricky. I know how to speak. LOL.
Thank you. And she's going to do a YouTube video on speaking the Queen's English, I've heard.
I know. I love to listen to my mom and my sister.
Okay, we're going to continue. Once again, it's finding my machine. And it's telling me to set my material. Again, I happen to know because I already cut this cardstock. It's a light cardstock. I'm going to leave the pressure at default. I don't need a tool in clamp A. Still just need the blade in clamp B. Load mat and press load, unload. So let's see. Let's see if we can do this again. Oh, I'll move my keyboard. That'll help. Oh my God, it's like this place exploded. All right, let's get our mat. And I think we'll cut it out of white because I think that'll stand out well on our beautiful, you know what? Maybe not. Do you think white will stand out on here?
Mm-mm.
No, I don't think so either. Let me grab my bucket of cardstock bits. These are all those cardstock stacks that you can buy at Michael's. When they go on 60% off, I just grab a couple.
Oh, I love those.
And it's just so handy when you're doing this. You don't have to use a whole page. They stack right there. These are way too bright and it's hurting me. And ow, my eye.
Oh, it's hurting me.
All right. These look, oh, those are still pretty bright. What the heck? Pardon me.
Maybe that green.
Oh, that'll look pretty, won't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, let's do that. Cool. So we'll grab that little bit. And these guys end up being so cheap when they're on sale. Sorry, Nikki. I know you don't have Michael's.
Deb says she grabs hers at Joanne.
Cool.
By the way, Walmart has them too, guys.
Do they really?
Mm-hmm.
I never go there. Huh.
Sure does.
Good to know. So I'm doing exactly the same thing. I'm just lining it right up on the edges of the mat. And it doesn't matter when you're looking at this. You can use this corner or you can use this corner. And what I do is just switch back and forth because you get more use out of the mat that way. So sometimes I use this corner and sometimes I use that corner. But I'm going to make sure that that top edge is good and adhered. And we'll haul the machine over. Let's see if you guys can see it. Well, I cannot put it back in the same place every time. What the heck, Brooke? Okay, so we got our little flashing button. Gonna feed our mat right in there.
Brooke. Kiki says, anyone want to start a GoFundMe for 3 sugar daddies?
We're on it, Kiki.
Uh,
So it's all set and it's saying Cricut's ready to go. Press that flashing button. And off it goes. And I'm gonna have some water now. And some bliss stacks. Hey, thanks everybody who shopped last night with me. The orders will be up by tonight. Just let me know if you want me to save it until after the sale on Thursday. I have 1,000 Happy Mails to record. I'm going to record the 5-hole pamphlet today. And other things you can do with those cool postcards. It was Postcard Palooza. Okay. All done cutting. Flashing light, and the screen is telling me it's at 100% done. So we're going to unload it. We're going to move the machine again. Grab our little, I would say this spatula and, oh, I don't know where it went, but the, it looks like a little dental tool. It's a pick. Those are the best tools. I love those tools. So I'm going to take my mat, turn it upside down, just grab a corner of the paper, and I'm holding the paper down as I peel the mat back. Oops. And I'm yanking the page off too fast. Don't do that. So this is your your negative space. What are they up to?
Oh, they're talking. Carla's talking about how she always got it when the truck came in. Nikki said she would donate to Kiki's Fund only if she could have a toy boy. Joe P says that she'd donate.
We are a kind and loving community. I love that about us.
And then Nikki said, sorry, I couldn't shop. Brooke needed some sleep.
That is all right, sweetie baby. There might be something on its way to you anyway. So there.
Right. Did you get the package today?
When I just went up to see Mark, he threw something at me as I walked by, and I think that was it.
Oh, you got to open it.
I'm so excited. This is another thing that usually comes with your Cricut. It's just a little scraper guy to get the bits off your mat. Do not use this. It's tempting, but it scrapes the adhesive off if you really go to town on it. Again, ask me how I know.
Kiki said her husband said she could have 4 sugar daddies.
Oh, good. Her husband's on board then.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Good job, Kiki.
All right. So I think that's not going to stand out enough. So I think we're going to hit it with ink.
Look, precious is precious.
Isn't it precious? The precious is precious. Probably could have done this a little more neatly, but I think it'll do the job.
Carla says pool boys are nice, but pricey.
It's true. They'll never make your drink right. All right. And this is a case where I like the glue that we all love to hate because it's got that nice fine tip. Do not go crazy with it and it won't buckle. As they say in kindergarten, a dot is a lot. Had I been ambitious, I could have found the little dot for the eye when I just scraped everything off, but I wasn't feeling it.
Kiki says, come here, my precious.
Come here, my precious. Oh my gosh, you guys. Good choice, Carla. And I'm not going to press it down. I'm going to eyeball it and kind of scoot it around.
Oh, I love it. So adorable.
It's so precious.
It's so precious.
Now we'll mash it down. Oh, and you know what I haven't used for a long time, you guys? Let's see if it even works anymore. My Wink of Stella. Do you guys have this? I love this thing.
What is that?
It looks like a water brush, but it's glitter.
Ah.
And I don't even know if it works anymore. Oh, it does. I don't know if you can see it because I've got the lights turned away. I'll hold it up, though.
Hi, Erin. Welcome. She said she just saw you were live.
Is it the Klasna?
It is.
Hello, the Klasna. We're having fun. We're cricketing. All right. Let's see. Can you see a little shine on there? I think it's about dried up, but.
Nikki says, yep, we have Wink of Stellar.
How cute is that, you guys? Do you like it, Carla Farrington? It was your call. And then, because it was double-sided paper, you still have the back that looks gorgeous. And you could go ahead and put flowers on here, decorate it, do a little fabric cluster, whatever turns you on. So there's tag number 1. And remember, this is the one where I should have left the top open so we had a pocket. And then you can glue it on again as a pocket in the back. How easy was that, really? So easy. The correct answer is so easy.
Carla says she loves it.
Excellent. All right, you guys want to see how to do the marker before we hit it? Look at me switching back and forth. Erin Klossner, look at me go. I'm like screen sharing and stuff.
You know, she's rocking it, Erin.
Shh. We don't want to jinx it. Okay, so once again, we're going to go ahead on this screen. You can cut out a bunch more precious eye over here. You can just feed in, and it doesn't matter, again, that the Cricut thinks you're going to put in red paper. You can put in any damn paper you want because you're the boss of the Cricut.
Because it's your Cricut, and you can do anything you want.
That's right. And honestly, you guys, again, I can't stress it enough. You're not going to break it. Just play with it. Just mess around with it. Use paper you don't care about. So, you know, if something goes wrong, you don't care. But the best way to learn this is to just get in there and horse around with it. So we're back.
Erin says, Brick, you are bomb diggity.
Oh, Klossner, thank you.
And Joe P says, Brick, you're such a good multitasker. Thumbs up.
Oh, thank you, Joe. That is so patently false. Have you seen me try to bind a journal on Alive?
Deborah, she liked it so much.
Excellent.
Sandra, you could do this. If I can do it, you can do it.
That's right. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Disregard, please.
Cancel.
Hold, please. So if you're right here, and let's go ahead and save this now because we've made some changes to it. And there it is. We called it Label Saturday. I'm going to go ahead and move Precious out of the way. But you know what? Maybe sometime we'd want to make that again with that same, same Precious. So we'll just bump it over here out of the way and we'll turn its eyeball off. So it's not distracting us, but it is there if we ever want to do it again. So we're back to our original label. And let's go ahead and do something with the marker. We'll cut the same label. And let's go see if there's a writing image. You can add in your own writing. And you would do that with text right here. What?
Deborah Howard's, Kiki said, yes, Sandra, we can learn together.
Sweet.
Joe P said, oh, that's right, the bunny journal that seemed to never end.
Oh, shut it, Joe.
And Carmen said, woohoo, Nikki said, Jubilee Bubbly. Jubilee Bubbly.
I love Jubilee Bubbly. Yay. Nikki's highest praise. We live for that.
Right? Lovely, Jubilee Brick.
Yay. Thanks, Nikki. So we're back to, we're going to insert an image. We clicked on the images here. Back, making sure that I checked free images. And let's just look for some phrases. We got that checked down there.
Hi, Barb Kelly.
Barb Kelly. Hi.
She said howdy for a few minutes.
Yay. Welcome, honey. All right. That whole treat yourself thing is starting to irritate me. I don't know about you guys, but I'm over it. I firmly believe in the sentiment. I'm just tired of seeing it written like that. Let's just see. And if you're curious about whether it's a cutting file or a writing file, you can go over here on information. I lied. It should tell you that, but it's not. So basically by the thickness of the lines, you can tell this is going to be written with a marker and this one's going to be cut because it's thick. I'm looking for something to write.
So if it's real thick, it's not to write. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, if it's something like this where the letters are so thick, you can write it, but what it'll do is write the outline.
Oh, gotcha.
It's one of those things where you kind of have to experiment with it.
Right.
Kind of like wild and free. What do you guys think?
Yep.
All righty, we're going for it. So I clicked on wild and free, and it's down here to show me it's ready to go. And you can insert the image. And poof, there it is.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! It's too big, and I don't like the box around it. And I'm going to sneeze. Can't even find my microphone. Hold on. Wow, you can thank me later for muting because I would have deafened all of you.
Bless you.
Thank you. Holy cow. The girl who was congested forever. It should be a book.
Joe P says, Sandra, deep breath and focus. It certainly beats scissors. We can do this.
Absolutely. You absolutely can do this. It really is just a matter of getting in there and messing around.
Erin said, Otis had to go potty. Be right back.
Odie. I love that, Odie.
Carla says, we are all wild and free.
I know. That's why we're going to write it on there. I'm happy. So let's see. I'm going to change the color of this again. Just so you guys can see it a little better. Let's make it yellow. That ought to be eye-catching.
Yeah. Woo!
It just stand out on the purple though. And again,
disappeared.
What, babe?
That just disappeared.
Yeah, over here it did. And it will tell you when you go to make this file, it's going to tell you to put in your yellow pen. You can put in whatever color pen you want. It doesn't matter.
Even though it says yellow.
That's right. Generally, I change the colors just to get an idea how things will look together. But you really don't have to. If you're cutting one and you know exactly what you want to cut, you don't have to change any of the colors. So, hey, it did. The box disappeared. That's cool.
Joe P said, isn't that going to be a really thin cutout?
It's not going to be a cut. We're going to use the marker for this one. And if you can see, it's kind of close. Actually, I think I'll leave it. That's okay. It'll be okay. So I'm just adjusting it a little bit so it centers itself. You can use the Cricut tools to center it. If you click on this layer, here's your layer window. Got wild and free clicked on. If you want to go and click on, lost the keyboard again. If you go down and click on your label, holding your control key, that's selected all of it. Go up to align and center it horizontally. And there you go. That's all. So all those things are centered. And then I'm thinking, I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller so it doesn't write over the edges of our label. So that looks pretty good.
Yeah. Looks good.
It looks good. Oh, and you know what? That box is back, that square around it. It's got its own eyeball, so we can just turn that off so it doesn't draw it.
Nikki, I'm the same way. I use caps when I write. It's easier for me to see. I'm really not yelling at anybody.
Wild and free.
Right?
So now we can see it's going to fit beautifully in there. Over on our layers panel, we can see wild and free. It's going to draw. Precious, nothing's going to happen because we have it shut off. We could turn it back on if we wanted to cut it again. And the label, it's going to cut 2 layers. Really good time to go ahead and save. And then we're going to make it. I think I'm sneezing and snorting, you guys. I'm sorry. So you click the green Make It button. Oh, yeah, we forgot something. I don't know if you can see that on the screen.
I can barely see it.
Yeah, because it's that crazy yellow. That's our writing, the wild and free. We didn't tell it that we want to write it on our paper. And to make it a different layer. Okay, so the Cricut is really good about telling you if you've made a mistake. Right here, it's telling me, okay, you just made a mistake. Because if you put your marker in, I'm just going to draw right on the mat. Wouldn't be the end of the world, but, you know, a little annoying. Right. So we can go right down here and say, cancel this. And then what we want to do is select wild and free. So I just clicked on it. And then we want to select the purple layer because that's the layer we want the marker on. And we're going to attach them right down here on the bottom. Oh, that didn't work the way I wanted to.
Okay, I'm sorry. That confused me just a tad.
That's because I did it wrong. We are undoing. Disregard, please.
Hi, Susan. Been here all along just watching.
Susan Popo. Susan, do you have a new YouTube identity? All right. Yeah, I did that wrong. Sorry, guys. I was just looking at it again. If you were going to write on a piece of paper with a pen, you'd need the paper to be right underneath the pen, right? So we need to move our label to be right up underneath our writing. So I've selected the label. I'm going to arrange it, and I'm going to move it forward. So now you can see over in your layers, the label is right underneath the writing.
Finny, stop.
What is Finny doing?
He's growling.
No growling.
Guess who he's growling at?
Me.
Marmy.
At Marmy?
He's up on his hind legs, looking at her and growling.
That's funny.
Finny, it's okay. Sorry, guys.
How? Are you kidding?
No, I'm not. He's setting up and growling at her. Finny.
You guys disregard what I just did. I was fixing my error.
Sorry, guys.
Oh my God, that's so funny. So we've got our paper right underneath our pen. We've got wild and free, and we want to draw on the purple level layer. So select wild and free by clicking on it. Press Control and hold it down and click on your purple layer. And now say attach.
I got it now.
We want to attach or group. There we go. I grouped it. That should do it. Okay, so I hit group right up here. So that's saying group those two pieces together and write on the paper, I hope.
Oh, Kiki, are you okay?
Guys, I'm so lying. I'm sorry. I hardly ever use my markers. What's wrong with Kiki? What's up?
She just finished taking a breathing treatment, so I'm asking her if she's okay.
She has some chronic issues, my baby.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kiki.
I'm being a pain, you guys. I'm sorry. Wild and free, selected. Label, purple level, selected. Let us attach it, and hopefully this will do it. Yay! Now we're going to make it. There's our bottom green level. That's the bigger one. And if you click on the next one, there's our top layer, and it's got the writing on top of it. That's exactly what we want to have happen. Sorry about the snafu. So I'm going to go ahead and move my keyboard.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Kiki. Yeah, keep taking your breathing treatments. Make sure you're drinking lots of water to break that up, babe.
Oh, poor baby. Eh.
Did they tell you to take Mucin XD? Because if they didn't, you should. Sorry, my keeps kicking in. Sorry.
We'll entertain Kiki while she's doing her breathing treatment.
Right.
All right, so I'm looking for my paper. There we go. Okay, so I said to make it. Here we are. Once again, we're going to say it's light cardstock. Pressure default is fine. On this layer, because we're cutting the back one, you don't need anything in clamp A. You just need your blade in clamp B. Cool. And it's flashing for me to insert it. So I'm going to switch over to screen or to my desktop.
Okay, hang on. I have a question.
Okay.
If you're using your pen, why aren't you putting it in there?
We're going to in a minute, but the first layer isn't getting written on, so it doesn't need the pen in yet. I mean, you can put it in now.
Gotcha. Okay.
And again, trying to put the machine where you can see the buttons. The buttons. There we go. Oh, cool. Okay.
So I apologize up front. It is thundering and lightning here, and it drives my dogs crazy. So please excuse their barking.
Well, and you've got a creepy doll freaking your dog out, so you know.
Hey, Christy, how are you?
Is it Christy Biddleson?
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, girly. Okay, so we're going to be cutting out the background piece. So I'm going to go ahead and use our scrap of paper from what we already used. And I want it to be, I think I want this to be the front, you know, the front of the back layer, if that makes sense. Making sure it's good and sealed. Right across there, we've got good adhesion. The Cricut's telling me, cool, go ahead, feed it in there. Underneath the feet. Give it a little bit of a hold. And insert the mat. The Cricut just runs across there to make sure everything looks okay. It's happy and it's saying we're ready to go. So we're going to hit cut. And on my screen, it's telling me that it's cutting. And it's showing me the layer it's cutting. And off it goes. You still have that cough, huh, honey?
Yes. Valerie, how are you, sweetie?
Valerie Weatherby, are you here? Welcome. We're cricketing our faces off. Okay, you guys, so we've got that. I'm going to go ahead and flip it over to peel it off the mat. Got my spatula under there. I know you can't see it very well. I'm sorry. I don't want to pull the mat too far back because it will crack if you go crazy pulling it. But I'm just using my little spatula and holding that paper down while I peel the mat back. And we have our beautiful tag or label or what have you. And it really doesn't matter. This is reversible. So we can decide which side we want to use. But I think we're going to go with this one. So there's our first layer. And now what it's telling me on the screen, let me switch back.
Sorry, time out. I got to let the babies out.
Okay.
Come on.
Then we'll go ahead and put the paper on here because we know that our next layer is going to be white. So I'm going to go ahead and line up my paper on the grid on the Cricut. And if anyone has just come in, I can't see chat. I don't have YouTube open because I didn't want to confuse anything with the screen share. So until Cheryl comes back, I have no chat. If you have any questions, Cheryl will be back in a second and you can holler at her. But let me see. We'll go ahead and scoot this over. I'll show you what the screen looks like in a minute. But I'm scooting it over. So these are your two clamps. Again, we talked about this is clamp A. This is clamp B. Yours might look a little different in your Cricut Air, but it's very similar. And my machine, my computer is telling me step number 2 is going to be load your tools and mat. So it wants in clamp A, it says to load yellow pen. Well, we aren't using a yellow pen because we don't want to, and it can't make us. So I have my Cricut pen in violet.
Come back.
What's happened?
I said I'm back, and you said it can't make us. I just thought that was funny.
So you just go ahead and put your pen right in there.
No, it's not new to Brooke.
What's not new to me, honey bunny?
I don't know. Sandra said, "Is this new to Brooke?"
Oh, no, I've been doing it for a while. So hopefully you can hear that when you put your pen into that little clamp. You need to push it down until you hear a click. And you will hear an audible click and kind of feel it. And then I can't remember, Cheryl, on the Air, does it have the little thing that you have to? Whoops.
Yes.
Okay. So then it has this little doodah that you just close. And hopefully your pen is in there good and tight. And let me go back to the screen so you can see what your computer screen will look like. Because again, Cricut is very nice and will tell you exactly what to do if you look. So it's telling me that my material is set to light cardstock. Tools and mat are loaded. I've got my yellow pen loaded and my fine point blade. And now it's just telling me to press go.
Press the button. Press the button.
You're going to press the button and wait until you see what happens. Let me get it back so you can see the button. It's so exciting. So we're going to go ahead and feed this in the same way, making sure it gets underneath those little guides. For some reason, it thinks I already put the paper in. Do you see where it's the Cricut light is flashing and not my mat loading button? I don't know why that is, but we need to load our mat because it's just laying here like a fish. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that button once, and it's flashing now. I don't know why it thought we'd already loaded the mat, but you put your little mat right under those feet. Got that loaded all up. And now our Cricut button is flashing again. And off it goes. And I can show you. Well, actually, probably you want to see the pen work. I know it's not a great angle, you guys. I'm sorry. I couldn't figure out what would be a good angle. And there's so many electronics around me.
Christy said, "Oh, this is fascinating. I'm sitting here wondering what I'm going to do with the jelly plate I ordered, and now I see this."
I know. It's a rabbit hole. It really is, Christy.
And Nikki said, "Brookie and her buttons. LOL.
I love the buttons."
Christy says, "Push it real good."
Push it real good. You have to. What will happen if you don't press the marker all the way in? It'll do all this and it'll come out. It'll be blank because the marker wasn't touching the page. Again, you're not going to break your Cricut. I will tell you to be careful. As soon as this is done, I'm going to take the marker out and cap it. Apparently the new markers are better, but my old markers, man, those things would dry out in no time. Now the Cricut has gone in and done the writing, which you can see. It went back, re-registered the edge of the page, and went in and cut, which you may not be able to see. Let me go ahead and take the marker out. Do as I say. Move this out of the way. Eject it. Gonna flip it over. Okay, just peeling this back with my spatula. Again, I know this isn't a great view, but I think you've got the general idea. Oop, and I peeled it back, and look, it just fell right out. How convenient. Look it.
Oh, love it.
Is that so cute?
Good job, Bricky.
Well, thank you, love. And then let's go crazy. And I'm going to give it a minute because that marker is pretty juicy. So I'm going to give it a minute to dry.
Okay, we have another question.
Okay.
Valerie said you are using your own markers you already had, question mark.
Nope, Cricut actually makes their own markers. You used to be able to sneak by, Valerie, and use Crayola Super Tips, but to the best of my knowledge, they have changed the adapter a little bit so they don't fit anymore. However, that being said, Cricut's markers are not terribly expensive, and they have improved them 1,000%. So and you can get metallics, you can get a million colors. I have no problem at all purchasing the Cricut brand.
And then we have a joke. He says, do you have to do any type of maintenance on this machine?
Not really. I cover it up when I'm not using it. It has a lid. Pull it back over. So when I'm done using it, you just fold this up and fold its little halves. And you grab all your tools. You click that and you click that, and it's all sealed up so you're not getting dust and stuff. I do have a cover for it, but it's because I got it free with the bundle. You don't need the cover. This seals it all up. And I will tell you something appalling. Do not ever tell anyone I told you this because I'm gross. My other Cricut, my Cricut Air that's upstairs, we move our office out into our screen porch in the summertime because I hate not having sunshine. I left my Cricut Air out there the entire summer, except for like 3 storms.
Wow.
Outside. And I still use it. It works fine. So I did cover it when it was out there. And if it was driving sideways sheets of rain, like 3 times I brought it in. But other than that, it was up against the back wall and it had its cover on, and I left it there the whole summer. So there's a dirty little secret about me and how gross I am. Don't tell anyone, okay? And you have to still love me. I'm just looking for a dauber guy. Okay, well, I guess we'll use this. I don't know where my handle is. Oh, it's right here. Is everyone saying, Brooke, you're terrible?
No.
So I've got Distress Ox.
Valerie said she'd have to get a Cricut first.
You'd have to get a Cricut first? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just using some Wilted Violet because it's the closest I had at hand. So we can edge this white up a little bit. Why don't we make this one into the pocket since I went glue crazy on the other one?
Dee Dee? Hi, Dee Dee.
Dee Dee. Hey, girly girl. I got your address. Your prize will be going out on Monday. Thank you for sending it. All right. So I just inked that a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and ink the edges, which I think I like this side better. What do you guys think? Rather than just the plain green.
Oh, I do too.
Okay.
Much prettier.
I think so. I love all those colors. And Susan, it's not pink, it's coral. And I'm using violet because you don't mind that. All right. So and you can really, I mean, you can make so many layers on your Cricut. That layer page that we had that showed, just our tag and our writing. I've made projects where I've had 20 layers for it to cut. And it just goes along and does its thing. Happy as a clam. I'm going to use Fabri-Tac on this. This paper is fairly thin, and I'm afraid the glue that we hate will buckle it.
Don't keep your tack if you want it. Don't forget.
Do what?
Keep your little top if you want it.
Thank you. I remembered this time. We're going to do a little tuck. So I only glued on 3 edges. We're going to go ahead and line that up. Now, when you're doing some layered projects through Cricut, like, you know, if you're doing like a bird that has 4 different colors that you layer or something, it very often will have little registration marks so that you can line up all the different colored layers when you're gluing. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Sometimes things make so much sense in my head and they sound like gibberish when they come out. So then, you know, I mean, the sky is the limit, really. We have, you could go back in with that same paper. We still have a scrap of the paper left. You could go back in and cut a tag out of the scrap that we have left to go in the pocket. And that way, you know, it's going to coordinate because, hey, it's the same paper. You can go in and use, this is just a metal rim tag I found in my stash. You've got your little pocket right there. You can glue this down flat. You can glue it onto a page as a pocket. You could go all cray-cray and throw a flower. Let's see if we got a flower. We have a flower. That's a ridiculous question, isn't it? Let's use just I've got a little white paper flower here. We can just go ahead and grab one of these. These, I don't even know how old they are. Making memories. Do you guys remember this line for scrapbooking?
Mm-hmm. Welcome, Evadine.
Evadine. Hi, girly.
She says she has a circuit and a silhouette. Love them both. Thanks for sharing, Brooke.
Oh, cool. I'm glad. I'm hoping that, oh, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get out of screen share. And I'm going to go, I'm going crazy. I'm going over to YouTube so I can see the comments now. Look, Recreations by Brooke is live now. Let's go watch.
Yeah.
There we go. Anything crazy happen? No, it looks like it did.
What?
I can see the chat now while I'm just inking this up.
Yeah, I'm gonna let the babies back in. I'll be back.
Thank you, Cheryl.
You're welcome.
Sandra, what was too much information? I'm here now. You'd be good. I just inked the edges of this paper flower with the same oxide. And how about if we do a little fabric collage underneath for fun? Yeah, that's a great question, Evadine. Which one do you like better? Sandra, I know. More than 30 seconds and it's gone. You're preaching to the choir, sister. This is the fabric that we used on the Naughty Bunny. And I just happened to have it laying here in my scrap bucket. And I like how the colors look. So we could go ahead and put a little piece of fabric. And I found this laying on the floor. Let's use that. Because that's my favorite kind. Floor scraps. We can put that on there. So again, this is yet another fabulous way to use up scraps. And look, here's some bunny butt trim that's left over. I'm so glad I saved it. Dee Dee, you settle down. I'm putting bunny butt trim on, no lace. I know. Nikki, don't act like that. You know you use floor trash too. We all do. I know you do. So we could put that there. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm going to go ahead and slap down some glue. Sometimes the best stuff ends up on the floor when you're having some kind of crafting tear. Cheryl, do you use floor trash?
All righty.
Do you use your floor scraps when you're crafting? Admit it, you do. Uh-oh, did we lose Sherlock?
I'm back.
Oh, hey, do you use your floor scraps when you're crafting?
My floor scraps?
Yeah, like if you see something cool on the floor, do you use it?
Yeah.
Cool. Ha.
Yeah, because a lot of times I knock my papers off my table and then I go, oh, that's cute.
See, it's another way of organizing. It works. All right. So I'm going to put that little piece of bunny butt on there.
Bunny butt.
And here's our flower that we inked up. Oh, Joe, thanks. I hope it helps some. Is anyone here? Someone throw me a bone. Is anyone going to go get their Cricut out and fire it up?
Me.
Do you feel better, Sherlock?
Yeah, but I still don't know. Like I said, I'm stuck on my upload, but
I really recommend playing with the stuff in the software first and get more comfortable with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've made lots of vinyl signs, just not the stuff I want to make. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Yeah. And we'll get you some uploads. But as I said, I was going to do an envelope to upload today. And then I thought, you know what? It's not hard. It's just more steps. And I didn't want anyone to get even more frustrated and confused.
Yeah, like me.
Yeah. Kind of. Yeah. All right. So I'm just putting a little bling in here. Again, I was at the bottom of my stash. I'm pulling out some old stuff now, ladies. Carla, you want to be that bucket woman? Oh, wait, we have info. Hey, Starvin Emma. Eva Dean says she likes Silhouette for their style and what you can buy, and it's downloaded to your computer, and you don't have to connect to the cloud. Cricut because they have Anna Griffin. You're more of the classic style rather than the cutesy. Yeah, I can understand that. Anna Griffith stuff is beautiful. All right. So what do you think, guys? It's a little double pocket again because you can.
I love it.
You love it?
I love it.
Sherlock, do you have your phone?
My phone? Yes.
Do you want to do a giveaway? We'll send out this little tag.
Sure.
I love giveaways. You guys want to do? Yeah, Evan, you're wicked classy. We love that about you.
Let me get my timer going.
Cool. Okay, you guys. Cheryl's going to write down a number between 1 and 50. Everybody, when I type it in, one number only. Sandra, oh, I won. Thanks. Hold up. All right. It's going to be between.
Give them a minute.
That's, yeah, we can just wait and see how long it takes for everyone to put one in. One number only. That's right, Emma. Number war.
Okay. I got my number.
Okay. Cheryl's got a number. Go. You have to watch because I don't know what it is, Cheryl, so I'm not going to be able to tell you when it's up.
I got it.
Oh, that's true. We could actually do 2 because I have this one too. So the 2 closest numbers. Evadine, when I win. I like that. Confident.
You want the closest without going over or closest?
Let's do just the closest not going over. The closest 2 not going over. Has everyone put in a number? It's going to be the big reveal. Woohoo.
Everybody got their number in?
I'll put in a last warning. See what they say. We'll make a pretty picture for the thumbnail. Maybe Cricut will come and sponsor us.
Okay, I think everybody's done.
I think so too. All right, guys.
Later. The number is 49.
49. Carla is so close.
I know. So just make something. Got it at 43.
All right.
She was
so that's, hey, Dee, you won something last night, you lucky dog. Cool.
Okay, we're gonna do one more.
Why don't we just? Yeah, that's cool. We'll do it again, you guys.
Or you want the next closest? The next closest would be, without going over, or yeah. Oh, Carla, I'm sorry. So the next one without going over would be Erin Klossner.
All right.
At 37.
So Dee Dee was closer. Which one would you like? Would you like blessed or wild and free, Dee Dee? Oh, Kathleen, I'm sorry. I know, Carla, right? I never win anything either. Trying to make a pretty picture. My big old mitt hanging in there is not it, or my mouse. Dee Dee would like wild and free. Awesome. Let me put a Post-it on it because you guys know.
Okay, are you letting Erin pick between blessed and precious?
Sure.
Erin, which one would you like, sweetie?
Dee Dee, I'll stick that in the same package as last night's.
Erin would like precious, please.
Those are Erin's bright colors. You got it, kiddo. All right, you guys. Well, that was stinking fun.
That was fun.
Cheryl, I cannot thank you enough for all your help. I never could have done that.
Oh, you're welcome, sweetie, anytime.
And you guys let us know what you think. I'll be so happy to see. If you pull out your Cricuts and make something, will you post them on the group? Thanks, Johnny. You guys don't forget, Johnny's having a sale tomorrow night. I've seen what it is. You don't want to miss it.
What time?
6 p.m. Eastern at the Junk Journal shop. You can fly right over there and subscribe now.
So that's going to be 5 my time.
Yes. So definitely check it out. You're welcome, Christina. Christina, do you have a Cricut? Make you a Kiki one? Oh, Christina will be at the sale tomorrow. All right. The fun's in the making. I know. I'm moderating for Johnny. It's going to be so fun. Well, Christina, you can put it on your birthday list. Oh, wait, no. Coming on the road show is your birthday present.
You're welcome, Erin. Thanks, you guys, for coming and joining us.
Cheryl was a rock star. You guys, this was awesome. Any questions, post them. I will put on the never-ending list of things to do another Cricut Live. So once you play with it, you'll have more questions. That's right. Roadshow first, Christina. All right. I'll see you guys later. Well, if not sooner, I'll see you at Johnny's tomorrow at 6. Thanks, everyone.
Have a great day.
You guys have a great day, and check Etsy to see if your orders are up yet. Loves and hugs. I love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.